Hello, my name is Joshua Tyler, and I'm here to do something even more left field than my usual content. I'm going to play through Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but this time, instead of the manual settings, or the normal settings, I have gone and set the multi-sampling to 8 times, and then in NVIDIA control panel, set the anti-alias settings to 8 times on both anti-aliasing settings and anti-aliasing transparency, and set it to enhance the anti-aliasing setting of the game. So that will lead... I've tried it on Assassin's Creed 2, and I took a screenshot of it, and it's just really smooth. You can take a screenshot of it and zoom in, and you don't see aliasing on slanted objects or round objects for a while until you zoom up really close to it. So it creates a very smooth image without blurring anything. The usual anti-aliasing methods visually either are graphically intensive to compute, or they just make the image blurry and say, hey, yeah, it's not jagged anymore, but it blurs the image, and that's not good for if you really want to see the fine detail. So really, the best way to have a smooth image, or to have a smooth image and smooth edges to anything, is to just sample it at a really high amount. And I'm running at 1080p on my monitor here, and then I'm running two 2080s in SLI. They're both water cooled. So even those two beasts of graphics card together in SLI still run at about 30 to 40% usage on this game. So let's go ahead and just start a new session. I'm going to put my name in there. Joshua.
I don't think anyone ever expects to wake up one morning and find
we have our usual long Ubisoft previously on.
I know I didn't. But here I am. On one side are the Templars, better known these days as Abstergo Industries. They're in the business of control, politics, economics, technology. They won't stop until every single one of us serves them. Literally. Fighting against them are the Assassins, a group dedicated to safeguarding humanity's free will. I was born into the Brotherhood. A couple of weeks ago, the Templars found me. They took me prisoner, strapped me into a machine they built and put me to work. It's called an Animus. And it's where I spent most of my time. Exploring the memories of my ancestors, discovering entire lives locked deep inside my DNA. First, I revisited the life of Altair ibn La'ahad, an assassin from the Crusades. The Templars wanted the location of something known as a Piece of Eden, an ancient artifact capable of bending people to their will.
These videos are so compressed.
They decided my usefulness had come to an end.
One thing I do like about the new style of video games is they try to get away from these pre-recorded videos, because they can only have them so large in order to download on the computer. This whole game is about 7 gigabytes total.
Back into another Animus I went.
A regular video would be like 350 megabytes.
My ancestor from the Renaissance.
So you have to compress the video to just an absolutely awful quality in order to fit it in these older style games. But these newer style games at least do real-time cutscenes.
They've crashed our hideout and we're fleeing the scene looking for a place to hide. Only there isn't any and time is running short. My name is Desmond Miles, and this is my story.
How did you find it?
Mario Auditore, let me hear.
And you can see how low polygon these assets are when you look at them in such a high resolution. You know, they used to be able to hide behind 720p, but
I have to run some diagrams.
not anymore.
I'll get back to you.
You see the binary.
We can do no more. The rest is up to you, Desmond.
What? Who is Desmond?
And I'm gonna put up a version without my rambling over it for the people that don't like what I have to say or understand that my words are boring. Il Vaticano. And it's interesting, they redid this room from Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 2, it was all dark and drab and dreary. Now it's all reflective and emerald. It's almost like the Wizard of Oz. See, you can see the reflection of that pillar on the floor there. It looks much better than Assassin's Creed 2. And it's interesting because at the end of Assassin's Creed, I mean, this is a spoiler, but if you're playing Brotherhood, you need to have played Assassin's Creed 2 all the way through. It's the best way to play the Ezio trilogy is 2 Brotherhood Revelations. With Rodrigo Borgia, it was so interesting because Ezio does all this killing on his way to get to Rodrigo Borgia in the last mission. And then he decides at the end, oh no, I'm not going to kill this last person, this ringleader that I've been trying to defeat this whole game. I'm not going to kill him. What? Like, there's one person that you can take out to reduce a whole lot of other killing. It's Rodrigo Borgia. But, you know, that's just how Ubisoft tells stories. Build up the entire game and then end with a dud.
Better in the hands of the earth than in the hands of man.
Uncle.
What can I say? We sent a single man against
Yeah.
the entire army. I was worried.
This
Quick,
character
climb up. We have to get out of here.
had the best introduction. When Ezio was running from Da Firenze with his mother and sister, and he meets his uncle, and the uncle says, "It's a me, Mario." Probably one of the best introductions besides Haytham Kinway. See the XP on the
Would
walls.
not believe the things I have seen, Mario.
Then be sure
It
to
actually
realize
has
that I might
significant
kill you.
meaning for the beginning of the expansion of Christianity, because until then Christianity was still kind of on the run from the Romans, and then some Roman leader saw XP in a dream and put it on the shields of the soldiers, and then the soldiers won and said, "Hey, this Christianity thing really does work."
Che cosa fate qui? Assassini! God will see you pay for your crimes! You have desecrated the sanctity of this holy place!
You condemn what you do not understand.
We must go, Ezio. Now.
This is the voice of the devil!
Yes.
Turn away from them!
I'm gonna change some HUD settings. So the way I play it, controls off, updates off, weapon off, tutorials off, social status indicator on, money off, minimap on. So pretty much the same way as the new games, except the new games did it better. A lot of people had issues with the minimap going away in Origins, but I completely agreed with it. It was more of a Skyrim thing. And I think that's a better way, because I don't when I explore in a game, I'd rather have a marker actually on the main screen and be looking actually where I'm going instead of looking down at a minimap away from the screen. Especially because all the artists did all that work to make the scenery look nice, and then you get stuck just looking at a minimap. And this is the game that introduced the multi-kill. So you could just take him out. No effort. Just wait for one to attack first. And then tag kill. Which really, it makes the combat easier, but it also makes the assassin more legendary. You know, it's a game feature, but it makes it more cinematic, because you see in all the movies, especially like Lord of the Rings, where you have just one person, barely even block a dodge, surrounded by block a blow from a sword by enemies. Just cut through them like butter, which is absolutely unrealistic. That's one thing I can't stand in movies is one-man armies, unless there's some reason for it, like there's some Roman demigod or Greek demigod or something like Star Wars, where they have like an absolutely like tremendous power level over the enemies. It's completely unrealistic, the one-man army. And they do a good job in the newer games, especially at the beginning of the game, to not make it so much you can just be a one-man army. Now in the end game in the new games, yeah, you just become a wrecking ball. This is interesting because they introduced the one-man army kill streak in the same game that they want you to call on your Brotherhood.
Only do so quickly. Give it to me. You can do with it as you will later.
Bene.
Jump!
And that beautiful Assassin's Creed theme. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. And you can see that they want you to play through the entire game before you play the new game, because they start you out with end-game items. And it's not that you get the items when you beat the game, it's that you get the items when you do these exploration quests. You have to
Would that be so bad?
finishes like sequence 9 or 10, where you finally get to explore the last tomb and get the seal to uncover the armor of Altair. So they do encourage you to explore.
My apologies.
Now, Assassin's Creed 2 wasn't too overbearing with the exploration. I think I finished that like 100% in 15 hours, which is good for a game. After 20 hours, unless the game has good replayability, some kind of feature to keep the game fresh, it just goes stale. And Assassin's Creed 2, especially up until Origins, didn't really have much replayability, or it didn't have much playability once you did everything. Like, you got all, like, you get all the treasure chests, you get all the feathers, you get all the flags, you liberate all the districts, whatever. You finish that, and then it's like, oh, well, what now?
Thanks.
Like, oh, well, I guess I'll just start the game all over again. There's not really much to do once you've beaten everything, except for just restart the game and start from fresh. And that's something that was fixed with Origins.
I'm glad to see it with my own eyes. The Condessa of Forli is here to welcome you. I had no idea you were so famous.
Katarina? Here?
Is it finished then? Is the Spaniard truly dead?
Nope.
Gather the others in Mario's study tonight. I'll explain everything there.
Steel yourself, Ezio. They will have many questions.
Claudia, tell the Contessa I look forward to seeing her this evening.
Oh. That's what made that sound. Okay, and now I need to do these quests. That's it. You spend all this time becoming one of the most deadly assassins to ever live. And you carry a box of flowers for someone.
Salve.
So many flowers. Your husband must be very lucky.
I am the lucky one. I have you here to aid me.
Let me see what I can do.
Back there, I may have given you the wrong impression.
Oh?
I have no husband. The flowers are for a party.
Am I invited?
To Claudia Auditori's birthday party in the villa. If you are willing to help me again, I need someone with class to accompany me.
What makes you think I have class?
I could tell the moment I saw you. No one in this town walks with such bearing. I'm certain Ezio Auditori himself would be impressed.
Oh? What do you know of Ezio?
Claudia thinks the world of him, but he rarely visits her. From what I gather, he's distant.
She is right. I have been.
Oh no. You? The party was intended to be a surprise. Promise you will not tell Claudia.
What will you do to keep me quiet?
I am sure I can think of several things.
I'll be waiting to hear them when we get there.
Looks like flirting hasn't changed since the 1400s.
Now about earning my silence.
I have something in mind. There is one condition.
Anything.
You must wait until tomorrow.
If it pleases you, I will not stand in your way.
It will be worth the wait, Ezio. Trust me.
Little do they know. So let's see a non-notorious way to get up here. I think this is the least notorious way. One thing about the Assassin's Creed games is that they make it take forever to do anything non-notoriously. And something that they did fix in it was Unity. It was their new engine. They finally added a stealth mode to where you would actually crouch. And I think they only restricted that to they only made it work around corners. I've got to recheck that. We'll do that later. Okay, so test the new cannons.
These are the new cannons?
Yes, Signor Ezio.
May I try one?
Yes, but... Go on, tell him. We cannot seem to make them work properly, and the fool who mounted them is nowhere to be found.
Then it is up to me to find him.
We do not want to waste your time.
It is not any trouble. I have all the time in the world now.
Little do you know. Ooh, sorry, that was a yawn. I think this was just the original asset from Assassin's Creed 2.
Salve, messere.
Ooh, sleeping on the
fix the
job.
cannons on the battlements.
Leave me be. I do not begin repairs before noon.
Do you know what time it is?
I make cannons, not clocks.
If you are busy, someone else will fix them.
Uno momento. No one else will touch my cannons.
Uno momento.
Soldiers have no respect for artillery. They expect a gun to work like magic. You need to feel her out. Give her a little encouragement.
Yeah, as an engineer, I can confirm that mentality.
But I got hold of a design from
You don't do it until someone threatens to get someone else to do it.
Something called a wrought iron murderer. Imagine firing a cannon from your hands. That is the future.
Oh, they don't have the weapon wheel on here up yet. Yeah, as an engineer, you don't do anything and say, fine, we'll get the technician to do it. And you're like, oh no, I'll just do it. It's a good bit of reverse psychology for you project managers. Well, you know.
What have you done? We used them. They were not ready for firing. You could have gotten us all killed. Let me see.
His breath is more fatal than our cannons.
Only when you two fools are shooting them. There, try it.
That was a quick fix. Alright. Do you press B? Yep, there we go.
To test the alignment.
Let's see. Well, I don't know how cannons work, but shouldn't they also put gunpowder in there too? Not just the cannonball? I don't know, I'm an electrical engineer, not a mechanical engineer. Or would that be a chemical engineer? Maybe a mix of both the mechanical and chemical. Anyway, that's not my field. My field would be a Gauss cannon.
Perfect. At least someone here knows how to shoot. Now, the other.
I must go.
Thanks for your help. If you hear the cannons tomorrow, do not worry. We will be practicing at dawn.
Too bad it will not do you any good.
Very funny. Now fix the second cannon.
Okay. Can we get down non-notoriously? Yes. Maybe. Is there a ladder? Wow. Find me a ladder. I guess not. Alright, what's this last one? Oh, catch a horse.
Buongiorno.
Ezio, Mario is going to murder me. I have lost his favorite horse.
Do not despair. I will bring it back.
God bless you, Ezio.
Almost. Typical. Sometimes this game gets so glitchy.
Here.
Grazie, Ezio. I can no longer keep up with the horses. Promise me you will enjoy your good health. Do not spend as much time in battle as your Uncle Mario.
My battles have already been won.
That is good news. Arrivederci, Ezio.
Little do they know. Alright, let's go back. There's nothing to do. It's kind of silly to keep the Assassin's Creed, I mean, the assassin insignia there for everybody to see. You know, for such a secret society, they do like to fly their banners up high. Let's see if we can go around. I'm just curious. Yep.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Caterina.
Ooh,
To
Caterina.
what do I owe the pleasure of your presence here?
I desire an allegiance. The papal armies have resumed their march on Forli. Your mercenaries would be a great asset to my cause.
It is likely that I can give you what you seek. But we will talk later. Mother. Machiavelli. It is done. Though not, I think, as any of us expected. I entered the Vaticano and faced Rodrigo. Used the power of the papal staff against me. but I
Another
defeated
low
him.
quality pre-rendered video.
Finding the staff and the apple, I gained access to the vault. There, a moving painting of the goddess Minerva spoke. She told of a terrible tragedy to befall mankind in the future, but gave hope of lost temples that will provide aid to humanity. And then she called out to a phantom, Desmond, as if he were there, standing beside me. After her warning, she vanished.
Amazing.
I cannot imagine such wonders.
The vault did not house the terrible weapon we feared. This is good news.
What of this goddess, this Minerva? Did she appear human?
Yes, but her words proved otherwise. All of her kind died many years ago. I wish I could show you the magic she performed.
Who is Desmond, and where are these temples Minerva spoke of?
I do not know.
Perhaps we must search for them.
Tell me how it ended with Borgia. Did Rodrigo beg forgiveness? Make excuses? Promise power in return?
No, none of those things.
Interesting. I'm surprised he remained so composed.
I let him leave.
The Spaniard lives! Once our enemies are dead, we can speak of vaults and gods and ancient places. You should have killed him. We're sure to suffer for it.
I am not here to debate the past. Together, we should discuss the future.
No. I am leaving immediately for Roma.
Ezio, I do not know why you spared him, but I trust your judgment. Machiavelli will come around.
It's outside. No, it's upstairs. They changed their hair from black to red in this one. I think it's a new model for Caterina. It's a slight variation on the Assassin's Creed theme song. Let's see. Forgot, I may have to blur some of this out for YouTube. It's Ubisoft's fault.
ready to go again?
You don't need to ask.
One should always have the freedom to choose. Shh. What's that?
Probably just training exercises.
Oh! I remember this. This looks just phenomenal.
I have to find Mario and rally the troops.
My men are in the courtyard. I aim to lead them around back and flank our attackers.
Stay out of sight.
Should have put the armor on.
It's the Borgia.
Really?
They must have massed to the east during the night. We need to hold them off until the townspeople have escaped.
I will take care of it.
Use the cannons above the rampart. I intend to lead a frontal assault.
Do you have it?
I am keeping it safe. The Borgia must not be allowed to breach the walls until everyone is safely away. Insieme per la vittoria.
Insieme. Uncle, be careful.
I will.
Alright, let's see. What do we have to work with? Oh, that's cool. Poor person that just got trampled by the horse. Sword of Altai. Oof. Gotcha. Just conveniently blasted into those conveniently placed rock formations. Alright, where's the cannon? Why are there women up there? See if that does it. Nope. Two in one shot. There we go. Let me just get this group of soldiers. This moves so slow.
All our people will die. My family will die.
Oh, it's still moving.
Nearly half the townspeople have laid down.
Okay, they're sticking out. Alright, well, pick up the other one. Always aim for the bottom of wooden structures. You don't have to be a civil engineer to know. Now, go for the archers. Second biggest threat.
Some townspeople still haven't escaped. Keep going.
Closer to the archers, the more dangerous. Where? Oh, we're still supposed to destroy the cannons. I thought we were supposed to aim for the siege tower. They're with no armor. Oops. Try to get these cannons. You know, it's just hard to have stakes in here when you know how it's going to turn out. See, it's unrealistic because you see the people right behind there were fine. If you know how cannonballs work.
Keep going.
Okay, well, let's go through that again. Good grief. We'll have to get the farther cannons first when we go to the right.
Thank God. We must move them back to see the villagers escape. Aim for the cannon, signore!
There we go. 3 and 1. That's good. Shoot. Let's not waste our time. And the men. Come on. There we go. And I still have 3 left. To get the fire cannons first. It's funny because they introduced this mechanic once. It makes me think that it was planned that this cannon warfare would be used more in this game. So now we'll come over. Not even bothering with the siege towers. There we go. Gee, how are we supposed to do this? Okay, and we can assassinate the first one. Make a good entrance. There we go. Get the officer. It's funny that it starts a new combat, so you have to restart the kill streak all over again. Let's see if I can dodge that. Nope. Does it still work? Yep. What? Nope. Good old Indiana Jones move. Nope.
Now!
I know you're there, Ezio! The Pope told me about you and your little group of assassins. And this! Give me the gun his friend fashioned for us! We've had too much bloodshed. I think the cleansing is in order. So consider this an invitation from my family to yours!
Basta! I can walk.
It's both Montragoni. Montragoni? Yeah, Montragoni and Forleyman.
Stand with me.
Okay, sign of a good leader. Doesn't say fight, says fight with me. Let's see. Don't even need to look. Guess it's not Montragoni, it's Montragoni. Oof. Looks like she's in a straight pickle. Not to worry, one-man army combat is here. Let's see, wait for one to attack. You got it.
Get inside the sanctuary.
There. You can see him load in too. There we go. Just a couple more. Oh, Mom.
I will hold them back. Stop! Wait for us!
We thought you had been killed, Sir Ezio.
Not yet.
Where does this passage lead?
To the north, outside the walls.
I am surprised it exists. Let me through. I must go help the troops.
Hurry, Ezio!
Where's Mother? Is she all right?
I am here, Ezio.
Grazie a Dio.
We could not leave without you.
The way out will be dangerous. Protect our mother.
It's a good thing they found all those seals. That's kind of bad planning.
Where is Mario? I thought he would be waiting for us.
The Borgia infantry are circling the town.
You have to find all 6 assassin seals in order to find the exit way out. Seems like bad architecture.
You are not coming with us. Where are you riding?
To Roma!
Go, my son. Destroy them. But remember for whom we assassins fight.
The people. Okay, and I think that's where I'll leave it off.
Lucy, I...